Falling a little behind today, but I read a lot of interesting stuff. Everything from drones, people giving you bounties to report drone people, from places I think in the US where they stopped some crazy laws from going into place. Be interesting to talk about. Took about 3 hours today. Ouch. Turn away if you're squeamish. I'm warning you. Okay, again, turn away if you're squeamish. Ouch. I guess I gotta pull that out. Just showing for people that want to train in martial arts. Yeah, expect some tough training usually once you get to a certain level. Yeah, there was a lot of interesting drone-related news that I read. Let's start with this first one. You guys read about this one where apparently, I guess somewhere there was a drone flying near an airport, and as you know, that's really dangerous. So I guess one of the ways to solve the problems, I guess DJI, like the drone manufacturer, were offering people a cash reward for people who had information on who these people were. Now, if I'm reading this correctly, it says they were willing to offer about $145,000. Maybe I'm reading that wrong, but that's $145,000 US to report someone. Holy cow, that's sure an incentive for people to do something, I guess. Would that actually be the smarter way to handle people that fly drones really dangerously, as an example, as opposed to just doing like a blanket law? And again, another thing that people are usually terrified with of drones is they always think it's crazy people using drones as a form of weapon and all that, because that's usually in the media. So I thought this news was kind of interesting, where it said in certain locations, like DJI was actually deactivating like drones, like from being able to fly. So I think, like, if I'm not mistaken, the way they do this is like no different than how they do the region restrictions, for example, the NFZ limits. It's kind of interesting. I mean, would this actually make people feel more safe, if that makes sense? Like knowing that a company could, shut down these drones that way? Or would all the tech people out there say, yeah, it doesn't matter, they'll find a way to bypass it anyways? I mean, if they're that crazy to put weapons on it, I mean, they'll find a way to get over this. Now, the most interesting article I read today, I believe this is from the US, and it says it's from New Jersey, I believe. And apparently there was this area, basically, they were trying to ban drones. Because from what I gathered from reading this, it dealt more with residents being, I guess, annoyed with real estate agents, like constantly filming drones of the properties and all that, I guess, to sell property. And because of that, they proposed like a law of sort to essentially ban drone flying. It actually relates to that common theme of privacy, as it says here. The ordinance, which was introduced because of privacy concerns raised by residents, would have banned drones from flying below 400 feet. I actually had to read that twice for a moment. So I said, ban drones from flying below 400 feet? So basically, like with this law, like the funny thing is, because in most places, the law restricts you from flying too high. Whereas this one, they specifically say, no, I don't want you flying that low. So it's kind of interesting in that sense. Wow, in many ways, their proposal of these laws would have been even crazier than what we actually have for the interim orders. I mean, it says here, punishment for flying an unlicensed drone in a location not permitted under the new ordinance would have been up to $2,000 in fines and 90 days in jail. Holy, to me it's like, don't people realize like how much of an overreaction this is in many ways? That's crazy. I mean, in some ways you treat like, someone flying a drone as more deadly than, say, I don't know, someone having like a car crash or something like that. In some ways, again, it just doesn't make sense. Now, the good thing about this story is, according to this, because there were drone flyers voicing their opinions, talking about the facts, and trying to get people to realize maybe you're just overreacting because it's new technology. Because of that, they placed this law on hold, so it didn't actually go through. So that's a good thing. So I guess it shows you it works in many ways, as long as you try to educate the public and gather around and make one loud voice, I guess you can say. It makes me think too, I mean, even some of you guys mentioned in the comments where apparently like in your area in the country there have been people filing false reports because it could be reasons like even though the person's perfectly safe or legal, it could be a business competitor, for example, just trying to file false reports to get the other guy in trouble. I mean, that's a real thing to be concerned about if you have laws that are this general, broad, and crazy. So it needs to balance in many ways. Again, I guess it's just all about that education. The battle continues about educating the public that basically, like with all this, drones aren't crazy weapons. They're not there to spawn you. You don't get these close shots. I guess with that said, I'll finally upload some 4K videos of just the drone video, because I know there's some of you that do watch things in 4K, but even like for me, like I said, I don't have like a 4K monitor. So I guess that'll help, again, just to hopefully spread the awareness of what people do with drones if we just use it as everyday life, at least for me anyways, as part of a lifestyle. You go out hiking, you capture the footage. It's not meant to, for example, spy on people and all that. Or vice versa, for people to just fly it for fun. I mean, it really is no different in many ways than a lot of other hobbies people do, whether it's riding like, you know, one of those RC cars or something like that. I mean, of course there has to be rules for those crazy people, but don't make them so ridiculous where it's basically just fear-mongering. Whoa. What's going on up there? Are they fighting?
I don't know.
Holy cow, I don't know if I caught that all on camera, but there was these two raccoons fighting each other on the tree. You can hear it screaming. I was like, what is that? And I just took like a video of it. Well, you guys would have saw it by now. I'm like, wow. Well, what a crazy way to end the day. All right, see you guys later.